What's up, YouTube? I'm going to show you what my garden looks like so far in the summer of 2023. So it is May 24th as I'm filming this. So this is what everything looks like so far at the start of summer. And I have some helpers that's gonna help me film this video. Okay, so some of the first plants that I'm gonna show you are gonna be in the side yard. I have 2 sweet olive plants right here, and I have another one here. Whenever I got them, they looked like dead sticks. I knew that they still had some life to them, but I didn't know if they were gonna actually take and make it, but they have, which is exciting. So they used to be my mom's, but I took them and put them here in our side yard and put them in the corners, and they have done great. So they were pretty small, and like I said, they were just dried sticks at the time, but look at all the new growth. So every year these just shoot up so high, and then I forget like what time of year they actually produce a flower, but the flower smells absolutely beautiful. There's a little piece right here with the flower, if it'll focus on there. Again, these smell beautiful. I love the way that sweet olive smells. It's one of my favorite. The next thing is gonna be this creeping Jenny. So when I say creeping Jenny, I literally mean creeping Jenny, because if you know anything about it, it will spread. So this one I actually had to give a couple pieces to my aunt because it started right here in the grass. You can kind of see where I plucked them out, but they actually planted themselves into the grass and made whole other plants. So there was enough for, I think I gave her like a few cuttings, 3 or 4, for her to propagate some creeping Jenny for herself in some pots. But yeah, we have some people peeking in on us right here behind the fence, if you can see them. What are y'all doing? Are you gonna help? All right, and then the next one that I want to show you is going to be one of my favorite ones that I found at a local nursery. It's just coming back from this winter, but it's called a golden globe, and the bees, all the little propagators, they love it. It is the most beautiful flower when it's full of blooms and it's just cascading over this pot. It looks absolutely beautiful and I love it. So I'm glad it made it through this winter. I did try to propagate some creeping Jenny in here and in here, which these look like they are gonna make it. Those that were in this pot here were just a few little like clippings that were just random that fell out. I didn't think they were gonna make it, and it doesn't look like they are, but these look like they're gonna take, which is great. And this is my other sweet olive right here. So this is all of the plants that I have so far in the side garden. Usually in this plant, and I'm sorry, that pot and this pot, I usually put something that's that attracts butterflies and stuff, or hummingbirds, and it's very colorful. I haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna see if those creeping jennies will take, and if not, I will get something for those pots. But yeah, so far this is just the side yard. This is just the start of my front garden. Right now, this is all that I have done really to this. It's actually taken a lot of work, but even though it doesn't look like much, but I've put a lot of effort into this front garden thus far. So the first one is a hydrangea. My friend got me this, and at the time, I don't know, it does have some little fresh buds here, like fresh growth. So I did not cut this one back this year. And then I was told to make sure that it gets more sun, because whenever I would keep it in the shade, it never produced blooms. Now that I keep this in the sun, and I don't remember this specific breed of this hydrangea, but this one does require a good bit of sun, and it produces the most beautiful white flowers that almost come up like a little cylinder up here. So it's not like the normal hydrangea that I'm going to show you in a second, but this is one that my friend gifted me, and it is doing great. It's in the biggest pot, and I love it. It's got the best blooms. So the next thing is going to be my gardenias. So I did gardenias every other. So I have one here, I have one there, and then I have another one here, and then I have one here, and then there was another one at the end, but that one did die, so I need to replace that one. However, these are all doing spectacular. So they have a lot of new growth, and as you can see, these also smell divine. If you know anything about gardenias, they smell wonderful, but this is one of the blooms. One of my favorite plants ever. I love gardenias. I absolutely love the soft white flowers and the smell, so can't beat them. If I could plant them everywhere, I would. The next one is going to be another one of my mom's hydrangeas. So this one and this one, and there's another one here at the end. You can kind of see it sticking out right there. Those 3 are my mom's hydrangea plants that came from her front garden. Hi, Cleo. And so these produce, I need to get the spray that basically takes care of these brown spots. I get these every year, and I swear it's such a pain. But the blooms do phenomenal. And, you know, I did not cut this one back this year either, so that they would bloom on basically like the leftover stems. Anything that did not have a stem or any blooms on it thus far, I did trim that back because it was just dead stick. But I read that if you don't trim them back, that they will start getting new growth and they'll be bigger and fuller. So I'm trying that this year. This is my first year not cutting them back, so we will see how that goes. So far, they're doing great. And here's my other gardenia. So some of the blooms are on there, but they've already started dying off. And then here's another hydrangea. And I did start putting some coffee grinds at the base. Trying to repurpose the coffee grinds too. But basically, so I'm trying to get these to be blue. I know, like, I've read that if you put coffee grinds in them, it'll make a darker, deeper flower color. So I really want to try that. But 9 times out of 10, these are like a purple. But they're already getting to be a darker purple. So I think it's kind of working. All right, here's another gardenia. And in the middle here, this was kind of hard to plant for because as you can see the roof here, there's runoff here and there's runoff here. This can be pretty heavy depending on how much rain we're getting. So this was kind of hard to decide what did I want to plant here that wasn't super delicate, but also kind of dress up the space a little bit. So what we did is we added some dirt here just for drainage. So we added dirt and put down, you know, that black like visqueen for weeds, and I put down some bricks. And then in the middle, my friend gifted me this pot, and every summer I try to put something like colorful in it. This is a lantana, and it's got the most like beautiful golden yellow flowers, and this was you know, this is one that is going to attract butterflies and hummingbirds and stuff like that, so I'm all about that. And when I did get this one, I got this one last week actually, so it's already started to kind of bloom and get, you know, some new little buds here and stuff like that. I was torn between this one, the one, if you know anything about lantanas, like there's one that's like red with yellow. Got like this yellow and pink, and it's really pretty. They also have one that is yellow with the white. I didn't know what color I wanted, but I went with yellow this year. So I love it. It pops against the dark green of the house. And then on either side, I have a Confederate jasmine. So I don't know if there's any blooms on this one. There was. But again, this one smells absolutely beautiful as well when it's in full bloom. They did just have some blooms, but look at all the new growth. So it's really happy here. I bought this trellis off of Amazon, and I can link it down below. It's been great. It actually survived a hurricane. So it was really sturdy, and there's like one peg that's not even fully in the ground here, and like I said, this survived a hurricane. So yeah, I highly recommend this trellis, you know, especially with it having some weight on it. I totally thought this thing was going to come down, but it didn't, and I'm really glad. But I've had to like guide, you know, the vines up and everything. But I don't see any blooms on it, but it did just have some white blooms. But if you take a peek, there's a bird nest right here to a mama cardinal, and yeah, they're so cute. I can't wait to see the baby cardinals. All right, and then we have another gardenia that's doing great. It's huge. And then I have another yeah, I'm sorry, gardenia, and then another hydrangea. So this one is more of like, let me see if I can, like a light pink, purple. Anyway, I love the hydrangeas. But yeah, I had another gardenia right here, but it didn't make it for whatever reason. I don't know why. But this is basically the front so far. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way everything has come out. There was absolutely nothing here. And so it really was just whatever I wanted to put down and make it work. So there's Gingy in the window saying hi. And then over here on the porch, I have my medicinal aloe vera, and it is doing amazing. But it's got so much new growth in here, and honestly, I don't do much with it. I just made sure I put it in a little bit of a bigger pot. I do water it when I see that it's getting dry, but I'll let it get some sun. But when it really starts heating up here where I live, I'll probably remove it from here just because it gets too hot, and the evening sun is hotter than the morning sun. So being that this is going to be in the evening sun, I probably will end up moving this one to somewhere a little bit shadier. And then next to it, I have my begonia, which I absolutely love begonias. Love, 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 love them. I don't even know if this video is going to do this plant justice of, if you don't know anything about the begonias, but basically I guess it's kind of getting it, but their leaves are sparkly. And when I got this one, it had red, pink, and white, and I was so excited. I got a tricolor begonia. But I'm only left with the pink now, so all I have is this pink begonia. The next thing that I got, which was a great find, it was the last one that they had, and it's called an orange marmalade, but I forget, like, the exact name of this plant. But basically, it's an orange marmalade. If you Google it, it will pop up, and it's got the most beautiful flowers and beautiful blooms. I didn't have a super big pot to put it in, and I know it needs a bigger pot, so I will be getting a bigger pot for it. But let's see. I'm trying to get it so it's like a good contrast with the pot, so you can see. But it has grown so much already since I bought it, and the flowers are absolutely beautiful. Like, if you just Google this plant, and see what pulls up whenever it's in full bloom in a big pot, it is absolutely beautiful, and I'm really excited to watch this one grow. So I'm glad I got the last one at the feed store last week, and yeah, so I really like the orange too. And then over here, I have a pothos, which I had to put on the porch because when I had it in the gazebo, the squirrels like ate it and tore it up and just did a number on it. I was kind of afraid that they killed it, and this was one of the last Mother's Day gifts that I gave my mom, so I basically guard this plant like my life depends on it. So one day when I don't have an indoor cat that eats plants when they're not supposed to, Nero Jones, this one will come inside. But it used to have, you know, the most beautiful like vining leaves and stuff, but again, when the squirrels messed with it, it just did a number on it. But I'm really glad it's coming back. It has a ton of new growth. So I did put some food in here, but it's finally starting to really take off, which I'm excited about. But I bring this in the winter. Like I said, I guard this plant with my life. So yeah, we'll see where this one ends up. But yeah, all of these, like the medicinal aloe and the begonia and this orange marmalade plant, these are all going to come in the winter, so I take them in and out and put them in the sun when it's warm enough, all of that. But yeah, I make sure that they don't freeze and stuff. So all right, on to my next plant. This may not be the most beautiful pot, but this is all that I had. But basically, this is a, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, Hope Philodendron. I don't know if I'm saying Philodendron correctly, but anyway, you get the idea. This one was gifted to me by my friend who was moving to Florida and didn't have enough space to take all of her plant babies with her, so she gifted me with some of them. This is one of them, and I forgot about this guy during the winter. We don't normally get a lot of really cold winters here, and I mean like really cold, like snow and stuff where I live, but this winter we had about 3 or 4 days of just 11-degree weather, which is so unlike where we live. I forgot all about this guy, all about him. So anyway, this one, I didn't know if it was gonna come back, but it has. All of this is brand new growth from this winter. And again, this is May of 2023, so this winter, I mean, it's already coming back so strong and so great, but it had died back all the way to this root. So I took all of the dead stems off. I put it back in, I put it in a bigger pot and fertilized it, and it's doing great. So I'm really excited, but look at the little growth and the little leaves. Like, I'm so glad this is coming back. I love this plant. One day, this is another one that I would love to bring inside. Over here by the front of the barn, over by Jamie. I always try to plant something here next to two of my cats that passed away, Bo and Taylor. So I like to kind of put something here to memorialize them every summer, just to bring some life to an area that's kind of sad, basically. But I bought this the other day while I was on vacation when I went to go get feed, and it's a hosta, another one that I really want to bring inside one day. But you know, right now I have Nero, he has IBD, he cannot risk eating anything, and I don't trust him. So for now, I have to have a plant-free home inside. But basically, this one is the hosta. It's called Guacamole. Absolutely love this plant. Like, I'm obsessed with it already. But look at the leaves, how soft and delicate and just beautiful. I don't know, it just gives me peace. Like, looking at the rings and stuff just gives me peace looking at it. I know that's silly, but if you're into plants, which you probably are if you're watching this video, then you get what I mean. But yeah, this little leaf was like that whenever I bought it. But look at all the new growth already. And I just recently there was another leaf, I think it was this one actually, in it, because it was closed last night, but now it's open. So this one was this one right here is a new leaf that just opened today. But yeah, so it's already doing so great, and it's kind of gotten a little bit bigger already. So I'm excited to see how big this one will get. Again, if you look up the Hosta Guacamole plant, you'll see how big these can get, and I'm excited to see. So it'll probably need a bigger pot, but for now, I wanted to put it in something a little bit bigger, so this is what I had. But I'll have to get it something bigger, more long term. So, all right, and now on to the next thing. So we did have some fig trees here. Unfortunately, I don't remember the exact name of what this beetle is that does this to these plants. But if you see these things right here that kind of like push the bark out, yeah, that's bad. So whatever it is, it's very invasive. It gets into the tree and basically just eats it from the inside out. So this piece looks like it's still alive, but it does have the same thing that this one had, so eventually it's going to be dead too. I did post on a group on Facebook about this to see what I could do to help it, and unfortunately, once you see it actually happening, it's too late. So yeah, we had some great figs, fig bars, fig jam, just, you know, boiling the figs and putting them on ice cream, anything like that. But yeah, unfortunately, our fig trees died, and I'm so sad about it because I love figs. And so does my dad. Right, over here, we have the blueberry bushes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We had a 5th one right here, but it literally was just a little bitty bush, and it was like stems. Didn't make it. Had to take that one up. But yeah, we're starting to get some blueberries finally. We did have a lot. I want to say like maybe in April, we had, like, they looked like this. Then we had a random couple nights of in the 30s, and they were still green, but they never really ripened. The squirrels have still been eating them, but now they're just now starting to turn blue and ripen. And I do like to share with the birds and the squirrels and stuff like that, but we kind of have an agreement. I will let you have some too. Just leave me a few to eat myself. But yeah, so the blueberry bushes are finally coming back good and strong, and we had just trimmed them back, so this is a lot of new growth. So I'm excited to have some of our fresh, like, homegrown blueberries. So another plant that I have that I basically rescued these from Lowe's because they were on clearance and they looked dead. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't know if I could bring them back, but I felt bad for them. So this is one, and isn't it just beautiful? I don't know the name of this one, but actually I don't know the name of this one or this one. It doesn't have any blooms on it right now. It's like little itty bitty pink ones. And I don't know, it just reminded me of bubble gums, so I bought it. And, but it does look like they're gonna bloom soon, right here and right here, so we'll see. But they spread a little bit, but they're all about to bloom, but they do really well here. But if you know the name of this, just go ahead and comment down below, because I do try to Google for this, but like different things come up, and sometimes I feel like it looks like what Google like shows, and then other times I'm like, I don't know if this looks exactly like it. So if you know what this is, go ahead and comment down below and let me know so that I know how to best take care of it, and I would really appreciate it. So on to the next one. Next to the pond is going to be a couple of my hibiscus, and I don't remember the exact breed of these hibiscus, but again, these were another save from Lowe's that just, I mean, when I tell you they looked dead too, they were just getting rid of them. I still had to pay for them, obviously, but they were dried up like sticks on the clearance aisle, but they did have a little bit of green, so I was like, let me give them a try. And they come back pretty decent size. However, after a certain hurricane, there was I had 4 total. I lost 2, and with all the down trees and stuff in the brush, it kind of smothered them out for a while until we could get this. We had like a big oak fall right here, and by the time we were able to get somebody out to get the oak picked up, those 2 over here, was right here and right here, those 2 actually died. But these 2 are making it, but unfortunately I had to count them back like a good bit, and then winter happened. So far this is all that I have, but they make the most beautiful red flowers, but the leaves are different than any other hydrangea like I had seen. I'm sorry, hibiscus I had seen. So these hibiscus, again, are a little bit different, but I don't remember the exact name, but they're absolutely stunning when they're in full bloom. So this one's not doing as great. It's kind of small. I put some bricks around it just so I don't run it over with the lawnmower so that I can see it. But yeah, so this is what I have so far as far as plants. And yeah, this is, I call her Moochetta. The daddy is around sometimes. His name's Moochie. They had some babies, so I don't know whose ducks these were. They just showed up at my house. So yeah, because I have Jamie over there, that he's a domesticated duck, so he can't come out because he can't fly. But yeah, I feed her and let her raise her children here so she feels safe. She started out with 9, but unfortunately she just has these 4 now. So they're about a month old now, I think. But yeah, they follow me everywhere now. So didn't really intend on getting these ducks, but here they are. But we love them anyway. Anybody's welcome here if they need help, food. Huh? Yeah. What are you doing? Are you ready for your dinner? Tell YouTube hi. All right, so that is my plants as of May 2023. And if you have any suggestions on any of these plants that I have to help them grow or anything like that, comment down below. Let me know, because I'm all about learning about how to take care of these plants better, and I really do like gardening. I wish I had more time to garden. I really wanted to do like a vegetable garden this year, but I just don't have the time with all of the animals and stuff. So as of right now, this is what I have. I might have a few additions added, but go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below if you want to see anything, any recommendations, questions, anything like that. I do some videos on how-tos and the animals, reviews, if you like motorcycles, stuff like that. Just all of our hobbies that we just love here, and I just like to share that with you guys. So if you have any recommendations, questions, anything like that, I'm here. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking at my flowers in my garden as much as I do. And I hope you guys have a good summer and your garden is doing well too. All right, so I will see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.